How do I actually start to like the body that I have? I'm a person who most likely has body dysmorphia. I basically obsess over how I look.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Reddit Advice. In today's episode we will be reviewing 3 cases of people who want to know how to handle situations related to their family, friends, and even themselves. Please stay put and enjoy.
Grandma literally working herself to death. I'll try to make this brief. My grandma is coming up on her 70th birthday. She owns a small but profitable business and has been working the same job for 50 years. She works well over 40+ hours a week on her feet every day. At night, she is barely able to walk up the stairs that lead into the kitchen. She sometimes insists on crawling on her hands because she refuses help. She cannot sit in a chair for over 10 minutes because it puts pressure on the nerves in her legs, which causes her severe pain. I'm afraid she will work herself to death. She has no retirement plan, and Social Security sucks and would not pay her bills. I don't know what to do. I'm the first in my family to go to college, but I just started and I can't provide for her. My family take advantage of her and they are always asking to use her money. My grandpa is completely financially reliant on her. I just want to have enough money to make her comfortable, but I'm afraid by the time I graduate and find a job it will be too late. She is going downhill fast mentally and physically. I really need advice. Anything would be helpful. Thanks.
Can I just mention there is the possibility that her work is her life. And there is nothing wrong with that. Many people assume that once our parents or grandparents reach a certain age they should sit around idle or vacation constantly. My aunts and uncles always fussed at my grandmother who would work her flower garden-filled yard well into her 90s. They always complained that she should be inside resting cause it was too hot outside for her. But I always thought the opposite. She loved her gardening, that's what she lived for. She hated being stuck inside on bad weather days, and when she would be looking through gardening books, planning how to add to her jungle of yard. She never liked watching TV and being idle. When she finally got tired of the family nagging her about relaxing and started doing that is when her health began to decline. Perhaps instead of talking your grandmother out of something she seemingly loves to do, or at least gives her a purpose in life, talk your family out of taking advantage of her. Have a strong come-to-Jesus moment with them about always relying on her financially and how they should be helping her out so she can still work, but maybe have a little to splurge on herself if she chooses.
Unfortunately, I do not think there is much you can do in this situation. Aside from an absence of resources, you mention your grandma won't allow anyone to assist her in walking and crawls because she has such an objection. She doesn't seem like she welcomes assistance even in small increments. Even if resources weren't an issue, it doesn't seem like she wants the type of help you hope to provide. She may be content with simply your company. Growing old is a scary thing, especially as you become more limited. She may take a lot of pride in getting around the best she can. Try to be understanding and just make yourself available for quality time.
Nobody is never really ready to die. And to try to prove it, we keep pushing ourselves to limits in which we are not in condition anymore. But perhaps I'm focusing on the wrong here. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Our next Redditor wants to know something that even once in our life we wonder about, ones more than others. How to make friends, and even harder than that, how to keep them.
Is it better to keep trying to make friends, knowing they're going to keep abandoning you, or is it better to stop making friends? Every friend I've ever had has abandoned me. I've had a really hard life and this has not helped me at all. I'm a really loving person and I just want a good friend or two. But I'm at the point where every single time I get a friend, and they get to the point where we're really good friends, then they ghost me or they go cold. Even my own family does this to me. I feel so lonely sometimes and I just want a friend, but I know if I keep trying, everyone's going to keep hurting me forever, and my life's going to keep hurting more. If I stop allowing the possibility for friendships and I push people away, I won't get hurt anymore, but I'll remain alone. Don't be alone. It's worth it to have friends, they make life a lot more enjoyable. Just because you've been burned before doesn't mean it's going to keep happening. Keep trying and I'm sure it will work out if you're a genuine good person.
Figure out why people don't randomly abandon people, then don't feel bad for yourself or just be sad, but figure out why you are that way and slowly change it. It could be you're too nice and always wanna hang out or care for PPL and they find it annoying. It doesn't have to be super horrible.
I've also had a very hard life. Much of it my own doing. I found that if I don't try, I find friends that don't abandon me, It's the trying that messed it up for me. Now I'm just who I am, and I have a fair number of close friends I can trust with anything. Keep in mind, a fair number I can count on one hand.
Perhaps, we may think that being alone is better, or that we don't really need people around us to be our friends. But perhaps that's only us, looking for excuses when we fail to enter into society, or maybe we don't need that many friends, we only need the one that keep us company in this crazy world. Last case for this episode comes from a friend that has a problem that only the true blessed ones doesn't has suffer. Everyone learned or had been told that we should love ourselves. But how do we actually do that?
How do I actually start to like the body that I have? I'm a person who most likely has body dysmorphia. I basically obsess over how I look. I've made a post before about getting a certain cosmetic procedure, and I got a lot of comments along the lines, love yourself as you are. It's not that I don't understand the basis of that, but I have a hard time actually taking that to heart. I generally have a hard time comprehending self-acceptance as a whole. In my head that means being content with being unattractive, which I view as unacceptable. I'm saying all this because I want to learn how to actually view myself as not some hideous monster, but rather an actual person. What would be a good way to actually achieve that? I've been through periods of time where I can see myself as not all horrible, but it never lasts long. How can I actually achieve liking my own body for a long period of time? Firstly, you'll encounter two types of people. 1, who are supportive and liars. 2, who tell you reality even though it might offend you, or the first kind of people. The bodies you see on television, internet or any other advert, they're aesthetic, they're not real. Even if they are, they get paid to keep themselves young by any means. To love yourself means to explore yourself. You're just not the person you look like, you're more than that. You're a gardener, a cook, an author and so many amazing things, but you define yourself a mass who doesn't look attractive. That's disrespecting yourself. When you start to explore your parameters, these are the smallest of the things. To fall in love with yourself, you have to find something to do, something you can be productive in. When you start achieving small things, you reward yourself with confidence, and that is how your mind automatically makes you look attractive. Always remember, there's attractive and then there's beautiful. What do you want to be?
This might not be actually good advice, because I struggle with the same damn thing. I'm sorry. This is what helped me. I found friends that empowered me, were accepting and didn't judge, and I tried to find clothes I actually liked, not just what society expected me to wear. I used to wear a ton of Brandy Melville, which made it worse, but now I feel great in cute little skirts and sort of in an I'm vibe. Also, just try not to focus on that shit. Try to your best ability, or at least practice it. I know how damn hard this can be, but I promise it will become natural to shoot those thoughts down. Remind yourself that you are beautiful, no matter what you believe right now. Distract yourself from it, center those frustrations into something you're passionate about, if that makes an ounce of sense. Literally just lie to yourself against what you believe and eventually you'll believe it. I'm sorry if this is BS advice, but it will get better with time if you continue to make that effort.
We do all have an opinion of ourselves and our self-worth. Issue comes when the opinion of others about ourselves influences in our opinion. Is it really bad to be ugly? Who decide what is beautiful and what's not? Society. Perception of symmetry. Certainly this is a subject in which many of us will struggle, but like many other themes in life, it's not about finding a common answer, but the one that helps you make sense of this life. Or at least that's what I think. Please let me know your opinion down in the comments. Thank you to stay until the end. If you like this channel and want to see more content, please consider subscribing. Meanwhile, please have a great day. See you next episode.